What's good, y'all? Welcome to Table Talks, episode 4, featuring my man, Terrence Green. Thank you for coming through, dog. This is Tay, Kato, I'm Wasil, we're the Tastebreakers. We've cooked a lemon garlic rotisserie chicken, Kato's special mashed potatoes, plantains, bacon Brussels sprouts, and the famed honey butter biscuits.
As seen on TV dinner.
Thank you for joining the show, man.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
This is the first time that we've really gotten to sit down, have a conversation. And just before this, I was learning how much you do and how multifaceted of a creative you are. So why don't you give us just a little breakdown of who you are and what you do?
Pretty much, I'm Terrence Green. I'm a full-blown act, man. I don't know. I act, I dance, I host stuff, I do stand-up. Pretty much I entertain. I like to entertain. I just fell in love with the art of dance first. And dance introduced me to so many different acts just by word of mouth and just being loud all the time. And after a while, I just decided to focus in on it and try to become really good at each different craft.
For sure, man. When did you start dancing?
Oh man, I started dancing after high school. I played basketball all my life. That's crazy. I never met a dancer until I was old enough to drink. That was weird.
Wow.
Yeah,
and I met him as a dancer, and now he's so much more than that.
Yeah, so I just started dancing, and then I got out here, and then LA will tell you what you're good at.
Yeah, for sure.
Just if you just listen, you know what I mean. They don't people will tell you yo, your dancing is dope. Yo, you're funny as hell. And then that just stands out. You know what I mean? It's yeah, you're dope at this, but you're when their energy rises and they say something, they mean it. So. After hearing that for a while, I started putting out videos on Instagram, and they went viral. And then I got an audience, and I was like, "Uh-oh."
Oh, here we go.
I didn't expect that to happen.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that to happen. And then I was like, I got to do something with it. And, the fans talk, listen.
It's funny that you say that because that's really true in any walk of business. Is the market will tell you if your product's good enough.
Yeah.
And in your instance, your product is your talents, right?
Yeah.
Your dancing ability, your comedy. And what you did is you just threw shit out there and it stuck and it resonated with people.
Yeah.
And then you were in that moment, you're oh wow, this is really real now.
Yep. And then you just decided what you want to do with it. You just want to keep wilding out. That's cool. You can make it a business. When you find out your talents can take care of your life, and then you're that's when it gets hard.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you start off, you're just playing, you're just playing around, and then you're I want to take care of myself like this, and then you got to learn to hustle, the business, the behavior, all that other stuff. But that's what makes it fun. You fall in love with the journey of it.
So what was it that really popped up for you? Was it the comedy videos you were making?
So what happened was I went to Atlanta, honestly, to turn up. I'm from Pennsylvania, a little town called York, PA. I met a dance crew, and they dance for real. And I was really? Y'all really dance? I want to try it. You know what I mean? And then I trained with them for a year, and we got on America's Best Dance Crew.
Oh, wow.
That kind of opened a lot of doors for me, because then I got to dance in the movie Footloose. After that, you meet people, and I talk on set all the time, and everyone laughs. Then I'm just oh, I'm in this industry now, I guess. You know what I mean? What do I do? And then people remember me, and then in between shots, I always do selfie videos. They started getting reposted a lot, and then Kevin Hart put one up.
Oh, word.
And then once someone like him puts one up,
oh yeah,
it's just
that's when it snowballs.
You know what I mean? So I started to pay attention more, and then people were yo, you should start doing skits. Then I had to learn how to edit. So doing all that on the phone. Then after that, I got into acting and film. Man,
it's crazy how that all just snowballed, right?
It was.
He was doing it all on an iPhone. He still does.
And editing?
Yes, everything. He was doing everything on iMovie.
Insane.
It was insane.
I think my gift was, I thought I'm gonna make a skit, meaning I'm gonna have angles and stuff. And this is someone who's never been to school for it. I don't understand terminology. I don't understand lighting. I don't understand none of that. All I have is films that are already out. So I would be it has to look like a movie. That's the only option. So I was how do you make the camera swing around you or something? I don't have the equipment, so I would put my phone on a belt and press record and swing it around and 8 times and know that maybe the 5th go around would be the one, you know what I mean? Or even taping it onto the wall or putting it on a skateboard, whatever. I was the bootleg king. I would jam that. Yeah, and then that's what I guess made my videos stand out. I really cared about the end result of it. Yeah. Really.
And I think at the end of the day, that's the most important lesson to take away from what you did. Is that a lot of people are afraid to get started doing something because they think, yo, I need this or I need that to be able to execute. And it's like, nah, you just need to execute. And you need to make do with what you have. It's not about the equipment that you're rocking. It's about the quality of your content.
Yeah,
and the quality of your content was there.
I didn't even know what equipment was. I did a video one time where I got like punched in the chin and I wanted it to look like a drone going up. I didn't even know what a drone was. Mm-hmm. So I was like, how the hell do they throw a camera up in the air? And I was like, they throw a camera up in the air. I was like, cool. Press record. I just kept throwing my phone up in the air until it didn't flip one time. Mm-hmm. Like, and then that's when they got the shot of like, you know what I mean? It wasn't the actual drone. It didn't go 200 feet in the air, but it got the effect, you know what I mean? And like, stuff like that is just risking it. Just try it. What do you have to lose, you know what I mean?
Persistence as a filmmaker.
Yeah.
Definitely something, it's necessary to like get those shots.
Mm-hmm.
Like any walk in life really is just about making do with what you have, being persistent and being patient with the process, Like you said, you were just having fun with it. You were just fucking around. You weren't expecting it to reach the levels that it did. And it did. And that's because you were being genuine and you were being authentic with what you were doing.
Right. That you didn't take the easy way out either. You like actually learned how to be the best at what you were doing more than just, I want to make these videos, so I'm just going to make them. You're like, how can I make them the best possible way?
I wanted it to be like, if this is going to be my show, I want to like my show. You know what I mean? Like, it's just some people just care about the idea way more than what they create. And it's like, if what you create isn't as dope as your idea, then like we can't get that effect you have inside. We can't feel what you feel if you didn't put the same amount of time into it. You know what I mean? So for like the first year, I was putting out 3 to 4 videos a week. And to people, that was heavy content.
Yeah.
But what they don't understand is I was shooting 12 to 15 a week.
Terrence and I started doing the same thing at the same time. We both started growing our followers the exact same way. We were like kind of the first of our industry to really attack Instagram the way that people were attacking Vine. I feel we both were like, oh shit, if we can do this on a 6-second platform, we can do this on a 15-second platform.
For sure.
And he was literally having meetup groups at his house of all of these people who wanted to make Instagram videos, and they would shoot like all day long and have all this content, and now everybody has popped off from that group.
A lot of people have came up over that. It's a good grind. It takes a lot of time, but it's got a balance thing. You know what I mean? Like, I realized I was putting so much time into creating stuff. I wasn't looking at the like business side. Like, how do I get on the films? Like, my whole goal was to create a bunch of content that shows that I can act. After a year of creating stuff, I was like, all right, this is enough work. Like, now I need to learn how do I get an agent, how to like photo shoots, auditions, how do you learn scripts? Like, I didn't have access to scripts, so I just watch films and I just write the scene. And then I like turn it off and try to learn the scene. Yeah. And then it got to a point where I was like, how do I understand visuals? So I would watch TVs, I would watch shows I'd never seen before on mute, and I would write the show, what I thought happened. Then I'd watch it back and see how close I was, or even how left I was. If I was way off, then I just created my own show. You know what I mean? Like, in a sense. Yeah. But it's just understanding all this stuff and seeing how people stand, and just a bunch of learning to just understand what I want to create. It wasn't like learning to like figure it out. It was like, all right, how do I just kind of do this? You know what I mean? I didn't realize how much work I actually put into it.
Yeah,
you know
that's impressive. And again, that's another testament. It seems like that's just in your DNA. Like, if you want to do something, you're just gonna figure it out. Yeah. You're not going to make excuses, Like, again, there's another situation where you could have been like, yo, I don't have any scripts. And it's just like, nah, you just knew you wanted to make something, and you learned how to do it just by observation.
People yell at me all the time. I got a bunch of fans on the internet. They're like, can you, like, teach me how to, like, act? I'm like, I don't know. Or, like, teach me how to, like, learn a script. I'm like, bro, I read scripts 1 billion times. Right, when I get lines, if it's 1 page, I'll read 1 page for 7 hours straight. That's the only thing I'll read. I won't check my Instagram. I won't read a billboard. Like, I'll even record myself saying it and drive around wherever I'm driving and only hear that. Like, that's my way of doing it. And I'll say one line 50 times, the next line 50 times. To the point where I'm so annoyed, I'm like, well, if you want to, like, move on, just learn it. You know what I mean? It's like, I have to really trick myself and beat myself up to really learn lines and stuff like that. But when you learn it shows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's no shortcut to doing the work. I mean, that's really, at the end of the day, what it is. It's like, people want to be like, oh, how do I memorize these lines? You memorize the lines.
Them,
like, you just
Take
put in the time to memorize it.
But it's not about learning it quick. It's just about learning it
About
the right
learning
way.
it. Yeah. And that's, again, any walk of life. That's the same concept, you know? With music, people want to be like, yo, teach me how to make beats. It's like, yeah, dog, like, just start. Like, that's what, when I was getting into making beats, that's what I would ask Kato. And that was advice that changed my life. He was like, dude, the best advice I can give you is you just need to start. You just need to start doing it. And once you start doing it, you'll start figuring it out.
Yeah.
And that has been something that I like carry with for myself just moving forward. And I think that we really try to do that with Tastebreakers too, is we're trying out a lot of new stuff. But we can sit here and make excuses about how like, oh, we don't have like a professional set for this or that. And it's like, no, like we come up with an idea and we're just going to try it and we're going to figure it out. That's really the mentality that you need to adopt for anything that you want to execute. And
I
go
like
after
trying
in life.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like trying shit over and over
Try
again.
everything.
Yep.
Like, I think one of the weirdest things is like, I like when people tell me like, yo, there's only like a 20% chance of that happening. I'm like, yo, that's good. There's a 20% chance. Like, I don't even think about like the 80. Like, I'm like, all right, well, there's a 20% chance. Let's do it. Like, do it 2 times out of 10 times, we're going to get it. So if we do it wrong, then that means 2 times out of 7 times. You know what I mean? You keep doing it. Like, and that's my thing. Like, okay, it was wrong. Okay, let's keep narrowing it down the wrong ways because eventually we're going to hit. When I was doing videos and creating stuff, I had dreams of doing film, TV, and all that, but like, I wasn't demanding it. I was like, how can I expect to be in the big leagues? And I don't even know what the hell it's like. Like, you know what I mean? So I was like, let me have fun in my own little big league. My phone, that's going to be my TV land. Like, I was cool with it. And then I look back now, I go back all the time, I scroll back like a year or two, and I'm like, damn, this sucks. Like, I was so happy. I was so cool with it. Like, so you just sit, and that's when you trust it. Like, you got to trust where you're at now because of where you was then. You know what I mean? If you was happy then, you know what I mean? Like, you get more stuff, you get more audience. Pressure gets a little heavy, you know what I mean? But you got to trust it. Like, you can't just go, okay, now I got to change everything because I've got all these fans. Hell no. Like, that's how you got the fans. You know what I'm saying? Just trust it. Just trust it. Put it out, man.
What was the first break for you, would you say, where you feel like you cracked into the big leagues?
Actually, man, it's such a trippy story. The show Being Mary Jane with Gabrielle Union. I had to play a kid who get bullied for the way he dressed. And it's trippy because I used to bully a kid for the way he dressed when I was a little kid. So I grew up in this environment where like, if you dressed weird like that, we just picked on you and stuff like that. So I'm auditioning for it, and I thought it was weird the whole time. I was like, well, I don't want to do this. Like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Like, that's how I felt. But I'm in the room, and now at this point in life, I'm emotionally attached to everything. Like, words, one line can trigger me just to go start crying and shit. So I'm doing this, and at the end of the reading, he gives this story, like, I shouldn't go through this, I shouldn't have to feel like this, and people shouldn't treat me like this. And as I'm saying it, I'm like, why does this sound familiar? And then I remembered the kid from, like, 3rd grade. Like, the room transformed. That sounds crazy as hell, but, like, the room transformed. And I was like, oh, my God, this is how this kid felt. Right? And then, like, I cried. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I shed a tear. I wasn't, like, weeping, but, like, I felt bad. Because now I'm an adult. I understand what bullying is and all that. Like, I was like, damn. So when I was done, I put my head down like this, and the dude was like, cut. And I just stayed here, and he was like, Terrence. I said, cut. I'm like, with all due respect, like, this has nothing to do with you. Like, this is about me. And he's like, what's wrong? Have you been bullied before? And I was like, nah, actually, I bullied the kid. And then they were like, what? Then we talked about it, and like, the audition turned into an experience. The writer caught it. He's like, oh, so now I know they felt it.
Yeah,
I know
for
they
sure.
felt it. And it's like getting to play that role. I actually reached out to the kid, apologized, and and when I told him to watch the show, I was like, when you watch the show, you'll get it. I don't want to tell you too much. I just want you to watch it. And it opened so many doors, and it showed another side of me to people, and it made. That was my 2nd week into acting. Like, from signing into acting, I got booked one of like the most dramatic roles ever. Like, and it was, and I'm a comedian. Like, I'm like, I'm funny as shit. You know what I mean? And my first acting job is like serious drama. The topic is very sensitive. You know what I mean? It's touchy. You know what I mean? And I was like, damn, this is weight. Like.
So you went from that show, and now you play a prominent role in the new Step Up series. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
I played the antagonist on the Step Up High Water series on YouTube Red. That by far was the most draining audition process of my life. I don't want to say I lied, but I like low-key lied. My character is a rapper. So when I got the script, It's 3 scenes.
Mm-hmm.
But they also sent me the whole episode. So I read the whole episode just to see what was happening. I saw in a scene, my character, Rigo, he raps.
Mm-hmm.
So I read the rap, and I learned the rap by heart. So I go in there, I do my scenes, and I do them really good. It was cool. The next, they bring me back in to do a dance. I come back in, do the dance. This is the next week. They bring me back in to do lines again. And they bring me back in. I'm like, damn, I gotta do something. So I do my lines. They're like, good job. And I go to leave, and I go, hey, doesn't Rigo rap? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, didn't he do a rap at the beginning of episode 1? And I just started rapping. Mind you, I'm not a rapper. So I do this rap, and they pull their phones out, they record it. So my agent calls me 15 minutes later, and he's like, Terrence, they said you were a rapper. My agent's like, what the hell is this rapper shit you told him? You told me a rapper? I was like, yeah, just tell them I'm a rapper. It's cool. They call me and they're like, yeah, we looked you up. And there's not a song in sight. There's not a music video. You don't have nothing. I was like, oh yeah, because I don't put my stuff out. I'm trying to get a deal. I can send you some stuff, if you want it. And they're like, you have a music video? And I was like, yeah, cool. Give me an hour. So I was in my living room. I shot a music video on my phone in my living room to Big Sean, Bounce Back, the second verse. Because I don't have music, right? So I just lip synced it, tried to edit it, and then I rapped the Meek Mill verse, acapella, and I sent it to him, here's my stuff. Like that right now, this is your stuff? I'm like, yeah. It's my stuff. Yeah. And they're like, oh, cool, good job, we love it. And I ended up getting it. So
wow.
But the thing is, now I play this rapper on the show. But here's the thing, I grew up with rapper friends.
Yeah.
I lived with one for 6 years. I'm in the culture heavy, you know what I mean? So I had a lot to tap into.
For sure. Your dance too.
Yeah,
you're dancing to hip hop probably. And considering that you are an actor and you have this performance side of it, it's performing at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It is a different craft, but it is performing.
That's the risk you take, man. I rolled the dice with it. I could have just been I ain't got nothing. That would have been it. But I was like, what if they don't like it? Cool. They know the song. They're gonna laugh at me. Whatever happens, happens. But you just gotta try something different, man. You just can't go with the norm. You just can't go with the first thought. If you believe something is yours, you gotta convince these people. And there's no strategic way. There's just. If they're like, no, yes. And if they say no, yes. What the hell do you mean? You know what I mean? Until they drag you out the damn room or something. You know what I mean? And that's just how I've always been. I told them, I was like, this role's for me. And it was just a lot of convincing them. You know what I mean? It was not easy. It was almost 2 months. Mm-hmm. They saw me 7 times.
Wow.
And then I later found out that they looked at 9,000 people for my role.
9,000 people, bro.
9,000 people. Put it like this. The lead is from London. They found him in London off a video. Short little math story. I auditioned 2 to 3 times a day almost. It's about 15 times a week. I did this math, right?
Oh man, you're about to get me.
That is almost 600 auditions a year, okay? Last year I only booked 10 jobs. 10 out of 600 attempts is literally 0.016 something 1111. That's 0.01%. I booked 0.01, and now on top of that, people are thinking killing the game.
Yeah.
I got 1% of things I went out for. And on top of that, that's 600 times people gave me the chance. That's not including how many times my agent submitted me. Yeah. He submits me almost 200 times a week. You know what I mean? And that's you know how many no's that is? But that's why when you get something, you gotta value that shit, man. And really keep your all into it, because these opportunities don't come all the time, man. That's 0.1. Yeah. When I did that math, I was like, God, thank you. But that's why.
It's super important to realize that too, because what people see is they see social media and they see the person where they're at. They're like, wow, look at them. They really just walked into that. Right. And it's you don't see
what's behind it.
All the work, all the no's, the hours that go into it. Right. And this goes back to what we were saying earlier. There's no secret sauce to this. The secret sauce is just be there, be consistent, and do the work.
Consistency.
And just go after it. Be relentless. Don't make excuses. That's really what you proved. It's okay, I'm not a rapper. They need a rapper. I'm gonna become a rapper. It wasn't oh no, I don't got anything to send you guys. It's you figured out a way. When you wanted to start making videos, it wasn't I don't have a red or I don't have the right camera. You're I'm gonna swing my phone on a fucking belt and throw it up in the sky until I get the shot that I want.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's just about doing it and figuring it out and executing. That's all it's all about.
I'm wild, bro. I love doing random stuff, like just to risk it, man. It's just risky. I like that adrenaline. Like,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. When I miss heavy. Like I crack my melon, man. Let me tell you, I'm always like, oh man, that was dumb. But when I hit,
Yeah.
I hit big. You know what I mean? So I think I understand that too. Like, you know, those risks could end up in major L's, and I took major L's. Like a lot of financial, friends, relationships, love, like all that stuff. I took major blows that I have to live with, and it's cool. You learn from it.
Yeah.
And you just apply it, man. Like all those mistakes, they help you with like sad scenes. So you just gotta, you know, you apply it, and it all makes for art. It all makes for something to talk about, to teach.
sure.
and,
Pain is art.
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It all
People
helps.
think it's all about winning all the time. You know, that's the dumbest shit ever, bro. You gotta catch those L's if you're gonna progress. If you're gonna develop the resilience, you know,
Embrace them.
embrace
man.
it. Yeah, you gotta embrace that shit.
What was the lyric?
The
What's
lyric
lyrics for
was,
that?
he said, you take a loss, shit, don't cry about it, just embrace it, major comeback from minor setbacks. That's my favorite.
Yep.
I was like, damn!
There's been a lot of wisdom this episode. For
Yeah,
sure.
there has.
Yeah, a lot
It's a
of
wise
a lot
episode.
of wisdom.
I've been hearing that lately.
So what you got coming up next?
Hopefully I get this season 2 call. That's what I'm
Nice.
hoping for. I'm really trying to focus on doing a film. I really want to do a feature film. I have a lot of talents that I want to like showcase, like basketball. I ride motorcycles, like heavy stunts, and I just want to make people trip off of like real life stuff. You know what I mean? Like I want to recreate stuff that just sticks with people now. Because now I've realized my way of words and stories and all that, it resonates with people when they remember that. So I really just want to put the stuff I've been through out. You know, I want people to know where the humor is from.
For sure.
It's from a really dark place, so I'm trying to like put that out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Any stand-ups coming up soon?
Yeah, actually, I'm actually going to be on a show coming up real soon. I'm about to host a couple shows with my man Jahan
Dope.
Jones. Yeah, so hopefully that. Feature film season 2.
More
Standing,
comedy.
More comedy.
Yeah, he's
and just
doing it.
More stories to tell, man.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
The art of storytelling.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming
Hey,
on.
thanks for having me.
Appreciate
Food was
you.
bomb. Oh, I just want to say, I
Always
ate Brussels sprouts for the first time in my
Yay!
life.
Healthy living.
And I'm not going to lie, I was like, I'm going to eat one of these and I'm going to scoot it to the left. I ate over half and I enjoyed it with the bacon. So
Hey.
I appreciate it.
Mission accomplished. Mission
Good job,
accomplished.
Steve.
Thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of Table Talks. Don't forget to subscribe, throw us a like, share it with your friends. If you guys have any suggestions of who you want to see on the show, feel free to hit us up.
Oh yeah, let us know.
Let us know.
If you want to be on the show,
If you want to be on the show, let us know. Table Talks episode 4. Bars. Bam.